Fun fact about me, I love baking desserts. I can make a killer lemon pie, a key lime cake. Yes, I did say cake. I love to get into a kitchen and mess it up. You know, get flour all over the counters, all over the cabinets, all over me. One of my favorite things to bake, as simple as they are sugar cookies. I have a pretty straightforward recipe that is usually spot on every time. I like to make them during the holidays and use food coloring to make them festive looking, but for some reason the other night, I had an unusual craving for them. So at 11:30 p.m. on a Tuesday night, I was baking sugar cookies. Because of the amount of dough there ends up being, I usually cook them in 2 batches, one right after the other. And I learned along the way that if you're going to bake both batches using the same cookie sheet, you have to let the cookie sheet cool down a bit after you've taken the first batch out and before you put in the second batch. Otherwise, the bottom side of the cookies will get brown or burnt, and it just takes away from the experience, at least for me anyway. Well, at 11:30 p.m. on Tuesday night, I wasn't thinking and totally forgot this important tip. They came out, and sure enough, the bottoms were brown. I was disappointed. At least the first batch came out soft and perfect, but this second batch was going to be awful. My mom tried one though, and she told me that she thought they were probably the best I'd ever made. Instead of graciously accepting her compliment, I automatically retorted, "I burned the bottom of the cookies. I'm sure they taste charred. They're gross. Throw them out." My mom immediately repeated her initial compliment. I know it was an attempt to emphasize how much she liked them and to remind me that she was expressing her thanks. And that's just one example of something that I discovered about myself recently. I have a hard time naturally accepting gratitude well. And I realized I'm far from alone. Many others have difficulty receiving praise. It takes practice, and I feel I need to learn how to respond in a healthy way. My name is Bobby, and today I'm bettering myself by learning how to take a compliment.
Why don't I know you?
I'm new. I just moved here from Africa.
So you've actually never been to a real school before? Shut up. Shut up!
I didn't say anything.
Homeschooled. That's really interesting.
Thanks.
But you're like really pretty.
Thank you.
So you agree?
What?
You think you're really pretty?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh my god, I love your bracelet. Where did you get it?
Oh, my mom made it for me.
It's adorable. Oh my god, I love your skirt. Where did you get it?
It was my mom's in the 80s.
Vintage. So adorable.
Thanks.
That is the ugliest effing skirt I've ever seen. Oh my god, I love your bracelet. Where did you get it?
Gratitude seems to be a popular buzzword these days. When we were growing up, it seems like all the focus was on the importance of expressing gratitude, which is certainly an important concept. But for our social well-being, it's equally as important to know how to receive gratitude. So why do people like myself have difficulty accepting gratitude? Why do we shut down what they call the dance of gratitude? By shutting it down and saying stop, we are inadvertently preventing love and praise from entering our being, kind of like closing the door on someone and stopping them from entering our homes. According to psychologists, people typically respond to gratitude in one of 3 unhealthy ways. First, they can deflect the gratitude, basically brushing them off as we might do a crumb. By doing this, we are communicating that there was really no grounds for the other person's gratitude in the first place. The second one is they can reciprocate the gratitude, meaning before the compliment even has time to land, the other person immediately launches into his or her own expression of gratitude. It's like a hot potato going back and forth. This type doesn't really come across as genuine and seems more transactional. And the last one is they can discount the gratitude. This is when we give all the reasons why the compliment can't be received, like me and my cookies. This response is a popular and unhealthy habit. It's like the person receiving the compliment needs to come clean and mention all of the problems first before they're pointed out. Why can't we just be open to receiving without emphasizing the problems with the praise? While doing research on this topic, I found an article on PsychCentral.com by Dr. John Amodio. He lists 5 ways of accepting gratitude fully. He prefaces it by saying that sometimes we are trapped in our own headspace and we just can't let appreciation in. We're too busy thinking about our next big project, paying the bills, remembering to call mom, anything and everything. The first way to receive gratitude fully is to start with self-appreciation. We can't accept appreciation from others if we don't first appreciate ourselves. You bring a lot to the table, whether you realize it or not. When you're a good person, you often go out of your way to help others. You expect nothing in return, but because of that, you might forget what a good friend you are. You might think, I just did what anybody else would do. But really thumb through your personal experience. Not everyone would go out of their way as you did, and that's particularly important. The second way is to stop glossing over small gratitude. When someone says, thanks, do you automatically respond, no problem, or it was nothing, without even thinking about what you're being thanked for? We lead busy lives, and it's normal to be on autopilot. Maybe you're just doing your job or picking up after yourself, but people notice that you're being helpful. Gratitude may be all around you, but you just fail to acknowledge it. Things that might seem effortless to you could change someone's life. The third way to accept gratitude is to seek validation. Our actions are social glue that bring people closer together. When someone communicates heartfelt gratitude, they're feeling bonded and connected to us. They're giving us validation, something we go looking for in all the wrong places. We all want validation in our careers, in our relationships, in our friendships. We think that amounts to promotions, accolades, and popularity. But that's not the kind of validation that's available to us in spades. People are often thanking us for making their lives a little bit easier. They're communicating, you matter to me. What you do is important. The fourth way is to give validation. If you think that thank you and you're welcome are just empty exchanges of niceties, you're mistaken. When someone shows you appreciation, they've been moved by something you did. Why would you want to disregard that by telling them it was nothing? Think about this. When you don't accept gratitude, you spoil others, telling them they should have lofty expectations of you. Someone could even take it personally. You're communicating, it actually was my duty to do that. And the fifth and last way to accept gratitude is to quiet all the noise and really focus on the deeper meaning. Accepting gratitude is usually modeled for us during childhood. It's not second nature. You're just not thinking about it. Whatever normally consumes your thoughts, set it aside. Take a moment to really focus on the appreciation that has been sent your way. Making this a habit means you'll be able to pull out one of these gems whenever you're feeling flawed, lazy, boring, or self-involved. The beauty of responding to gratitude in a meaningful way is that it doesn't shut down a conversation, but rather opens it up for a more meaningful exchange. There is absolutely no shame in accepting praise. Genuine messages of admiration are only voiced to those who have earned them. Someone saying, you did really well, or we couldn't have done it without you, has the power to boost your self-esteem and make you feel an inch taller. Not only do the words carry a message of gratitude and recognition, but the thought behind them shows that your efforts are appreciated and not going unnoticed. So the next time you get the recognition you deserve, don't hide your pride, own your strengths, and try to enjoy the moment. You deserve it. And think about now, I deserve a cookie. So if you'll excuse me. Many thanks for joining me today. We'll see you next time. Cookie, 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 cookie. If you like the content of this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button to be notified when new videos are posted.